welcome, welcome, welcome. We are live. How's everybody doing today? Everybody doing well? Okay, real, thank you. Don't forget to hit those thumbs though, please, sir. As soon as you're here, but not here kind of situation. Okay, let me go through and just make sure everybody's here. Hey, Miss Lucky. Hey, Jayla. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, thank you. Oh, I appreciate you. Hey, Logic. Hey, Todd Banks. Hey, Melinda. Welcome, guys. Life with Neat. How are you doing, hon? I haven't seen you in a while. But how you doing? Your channel is going amazing. Jay's lovely journey. Hey, boo. Hey, how you doing? Oh, thank you. Oh, thanks. I'm excited for tonight's conversation, guys. Okay, tonight's conversation is going to be fun. I'm just waiting to see when my guest arrives, and then I will drop the link. Hey, it's all hot air, Andrea. Hey, boo. Hey, Meek. Thank you guys so much for coming. Thank you guys. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up on your way in. And someone tell Dre, because he was trying to diss me in his live earlier. Someone tell Dre that I was here bang on 6:30. Thank you very much. That's how we do. Okay. Hey, Nia. Hey, Boo Boo. Guys, thank you guys so much for coming. I really appreciate it. I have an amazing guest today. I'm really excited for you guys to get to know her. I know that Melinda knows her because, we all are part of a little group that we talk. But I'm excited for you guys to know her. So her name is Ashley Viola. She has an amazing YouTube channel. I really actually want her to come and talk about her channel before I go and spill the beans. But if you haven't checked her out, you definitely are going to want to check her out. Thank you so much, Nita. Thank you, Nita and Nia for sharing me out. I really, really appreciate you guys. Logic, no, she's not going to be twerking, but we will be discussing twerking culture. And everybody knows the number one thing that's happened is at True Kitchen and Cocktails in Dallas, Texas. If you haven't heard about that story, then you may want to get up to speed. But I'll tell you what happened. I don't want to tell you too soon. I don't want to spill the beans. So what I am going to do is go over my usual. Real, you was the first person I said hey to. I said, hey, Real, okay, no worries. Thank you. And I said, before you leave, please make sure you hit those thumbs up. Okay. Real Talk 87, King of Content. Thank you so much for attending my live today. Please make sure to thumbs up the live and don't forget to share me out. Thank you. Okay, so Drea's lovely journey. She said, I'm here in Dallas, and yes, I seen and heard the tea. Okay, girl, wait, hold on. Drea, I gotta ask you a question. Have you been to the restaurant? I need to know, have you been to the restaurant? Because this is important. We got to talk about it. Yes, girl, go get your teacup. Okay, we're gonna be having some tea talking tonight. I tell you that. Okay, so my usuals is playlist of the week. Whose playlist am I going to run this week? You know what? I think that I am going to run Drea. Drea, you be coming and you are a supporter. So I am going to run your playlist, sis. Absolutely. Let me just pull it up. So make sure, honey, that you have a playlist for me to run, and I will make sure that I run your playlist so you can get some hours. Okay, so another announcement is Logic. You want me to run your playlist? I'll run yours too, just because your playlist probably days out. Like, probably take me a week to run yours. Ugh. I will run your playlist too, Logic. Okay, I will run your playlist too. Okay, so Battle of the Sexes, guys. For those of you that do not know Battle of the Sexes, let me just explain that to you because I know I've got some new people in the house. Battle of the Sexes is each and every single Sunday. I have men and women that come on the screen with me, and we literally go toe to toe every week on a topic or a discussion, or sometimes people give us the ideas, but sometimes it's just what's trending as well. And we discuss it and we battle it out. At the end, we decide who won today's battle, which is the men or the women. So, if you haven't been a part of Battle of the Sexes and you want to figure out exactly what it's about, I did do a short recap from last week's Battle of the Sexes when we discussed Kevin Samuels on my video upload from yesterday. So, I believe that's Vlogmas Day 9's upload. Make sure you go and check that out. Okay. Oh, Ashley, if you are here, just let me know. Just write in the chat and say, "Oh, girl, I'm here," or whatever, so I can, uh, real stop, so that I can bring you up. Okay, I just told her she is coming. Okay, real, don't come. Listen, sometimes it takes women a minute to get ready. Okay, shoot. So yes, Battle of the Sexes is each and every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. I'm so excited. I want you guys to come. That is an adult only live because the potty mouths be strong, but it's great. Okay. And then next week's live show, guys. So next week, Thursday, is my final live show of the year. And I have decided that I'm going to do a ladies' night part two. I'm so excited. I can't wait to have my girls up here with me. And we're going to have some fun on the final show of the year because the last two Thursdays after that, one is Christmas Eve and then the other one is New Year's Eve. So I figured that's going to be the final live of the year. And we're going to go out with a celebration. And I can't wait for you all to be a part of it. It's going to be interesting, ladies. So please make sure that you come back next week, Thursday at 6:30 p.m. We will be here. You're welcome, hon. You are welcome. Yes, it's ladies' night. Logic is such a hater. Okay, so Jaya said, love, I understand their mission to bring classy, upscale restaurant to the Black community, but I'll hold my comments for later. Okay. Jaya, I'm excited. I can't wait. Okay. Hold on one second, y'all. Let me see. Let me see something. Hey, Nick Boo. Hey. I'm so glad that you guys could come and be a part of tonight's discussion. It's always exciting to have every single one of you guys in the house. I really, really appreciate you guys all for coming, kicking it with me. You are all special to me, and you know that. This is why men stop coming on Sunday. Okay, Logic, what is your beef? Like, you have an issue with us doing this on, like, why can't I have a ladies' night? Why y'all always got to be involved? Okay? I have a treat for you. Logic, I actually really want you to be a part of the Me Too movement. Yeah, you are. I really want you to make sure that you are here in the live next week, Logic. Okay? I want you to be here. I want you to be here viewing. Absolutely, 110%. I have got 15 wonderful and beautiful, amazing people in the house. Please don't forget to hit those thumbs up on your way in. If you can share out this live, then please feel free to share it out. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, I'm just going to check my messages. Hold on for 1 second. I'll be right back. Enjoy the music. Don't go nowhere. Your personal guide to the world of K-pop. Sign up for YouTube Music Premium with 1 free month. Okay, guys, so for some strange reason, it's not showing her, but she is here. Hold on 1 second. Let me see what I can do. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to drop the link. Okay. Doo-doo. Okay, Ashley, so I have dropped the link. Hopefully, yep, there we go. I've got the link. So if you see that link, please click on it and then you should pop up on my screen. And if not, I'm also going to try and give it to you privately. Hold on 1 second. Okay, guys, my guest is here. For some strange reason, it's not showing me her. And she's there. She's in the chat. I don't know. I don't understand why it's not showing me. And I don't get it. I don't understand it. But she is here. So I just sent her the link as well. So we're just going to click on it and then she will be up here with me. Guys, whilst I'm talking, a perfect Christmas gift for all of you guys to go and check out is Shanita Marie Randomly's merch. If you guys do not have any merch and you want something to go and give a gift to somebody, then go and check out Shanita Marie Randomly. She is in the chat. Go check out her page and then go to her Teespring account and check out her merch. She's got some amazing, amazing merch that you may want to purchase for your families this Christmas season. Okay, my guest is here, so I'm going to bring her up. Okay, Ashley, you ready, girl? Okay. She's ready. Okay, I'm bringing her up.
Hello.
Hi, how are
I'm
you?
good. How are you?
I am good. Oh,
I'm so
guys, this is the
glad.
beautiful and amazing Ashley Viola. I have been so excited for you guys to meet her. Okay, her channel is amazing, and I really, really want everyone to go and check her out. When you finish with this live, make sure you go over to her channel and check her out. We are all small YouTubers, and we are all trying to support each other and do our thing. So please make sure
Yes.
you go and check out her content as well. I don't think you guys will be disappointed. If you guys like me, you'll like her, okay? Honestly.
Thank you so much for your kind words. Yes, definitely. When you
Oh,
guys get a chance, I make videos about social issues, social commentary, pop culture, women's issues, all of the above. So when you get the chance, definitely, I would love to see you guys there.
yes, absolutely. Please go and check her out. Logic, her IG is Ashley Viola, as you see it on the screen, but she has an extra A in it on IG. So there you guys go. Okay, connect on IG as well, guys. We're
Yeah,
growing
yeah,
all platforms. All
yeah. Let's
platforms.
be friends.
Okay. So Ashley, tell us a little bit about yourself so everyone can get to know you.
Sure, yeah. So I'm from New York City. Again, once again, I make videos about women's issues, about social issues, about pop culture commentary, all the crazy things that celebrities do that just get on my nerves. That's essentially what I do. I just vent and I really examine it through the lens of social issues. And yeah, that's essentially what I do. And yeah, I'm a New York City girl, born and bred. Yeah, I really just care about giving voice to the voiceless and marginalized groups. That is my passion, is, fighting for poor people, for Black people, for all women, all the above. So that's the kind of content that you'll find on my channel, just social commentary and things like that. That's what I'm here for. So yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
much a little bit about me.
See,
And
everyone's like, oh,
most,
I'll definitely be over there, over to
most
your channel.
yes, most importantly, fun fact about me, my cat's name is Obama.
Oh,
There
yes,
you go.
yes, yes. And Obama's amazing. You will see
Yeah,
Obama on her IG.
that's my
I
son.
saw Obama this week and I was like, you named your cat Obama? I said, what a strong
Yeah,
name. I love that.
he is the president of our household for sure. He gets what he wants. He's a very spoiled boy, but I love him with all my
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so guys, for those of you guys that don't know, we are going to talk about twerking as a whole, and we're going to get into that. But we're also going to be covering the big trending topic of True Kitchen and Cocktails, which is a Black-owned restaurant out in the Dallas, Texas area. Ashley Viola also did a video on this already and has covered it. But we're going to delve into it a little bit deeper and her thoughts on that. But yes, if you haven't heard about this situation, there was a group of ladies that were twerking in the restaurant, and he had a few nice words to say. That is, but I'm just going to leave it like that for right now. But yes, there is a lot that goes on at that restaurant. And I actually did a lot of my research and I found out a little bit more that was actually quite interesting to know about the restaurant owner. So the restaurant owner also is an attorney, FYI, to everybody. So I want you guys to know that because it's an important factor here. He's also an attorney. And the same thing has happened in his establishment another time where it was all men, including himself.
Oh, well, I kind of heard about that, but I didn't do the research, but I kind of heard about it, that it might have been a private party though, that the men, I saw them like dancing on the tables and stuff, but it might have been a private party. That's what I was thinking.
It was a private. The only difference is that it was a private party. But my thing is, I still feel like it's double standards. But we'll get into that a little later, okay? So first of all, I want to ask you, Ashley, okay, so do you know where twerking derived from or where it came from, where it originated?
I mean, of course, I can trace it probably. I mean, it obviously did not originate in Africa, but Africa probably, inspired a dance movement for sure. I have no idea though where in the United States it really came from. Maybe down south. That's just a guess. I have no idea.
See, I don't know where the States got it from, but when I did my research, I found out that it did actually originate in Africa. And it is actually their national dance. It's their national type of dancing, and it's a very cultural thing.
Do you know? Do you know where?
Well, I don't know where in Africa. I just got told it was in Africa. I just looked and I found out they just said Africa. They didn't say where specifically. However, YouTube Court TV, it did not originate in East Atlanta.
That's what I was saying,
I mean, maybe that's where it started in the States. Maybe that's where it started in the States. Okay, so it technically wasn't necessary. It's not necessarily been a bad thing when it originated. It was just their cultural dance. And anybody that has seen Africans dance, you guys will know that there's a lot of working your hips, there's a lot of booty movements, there's a lot of everything. So that's where it actually originated from, was Africa. So Ashley, you were right.
Yay! African queen right here.
Okay, girl. So my next question is, do you think that there is a certain age of which twerking should be allowed, and you should be allowed to start twerking at a certain age?
Oh yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, something that I've talked about on my channel before was just the idea of hypersexuality, and particularly of Black women. I don't know how many of you guys saw the movie Cuties, and that definitely had a conversation that people were having a debate on whether they went too far, whether some people said it was an accurate depiction. I know for me myself, I grew up listening to music and doing dance moves that were not age appropriate whatsoever, like I definitely can relate to that. So I definitely think that specifically amongst like us women of color, that a lot of us start doing, sexual aesthetics in a time where it's very much not age appropriate. So obviously I would like to say 18 and over, when you're an adult, you should be doing, because obviously twerking is a very sexual move. You're shaking your butt. So obviously I would hope that it's just adults doing it, but obviously let's be realistic. Obviously people who are younger are twerking, like obviously. And I think that's certainly a conversation to be had for sure.
And they are. And that's the thing. That's another question was, do you believe it to be a generational thing?
I think so. You know what? I feel like we definitely live in a hypersexual generation, because I feel like of like the years past, we had like songs like "Let's Get It On" by Marvin Gaye, and like that. The music was so much more sensual, and I feel like and there was more innuendo. And nowadays it's just like lick my, suck my, dude. Like
Okay.
it's very over the top, I would say.
Yes.
I'm not saying if it's good or bad. I'm just saying that there was definitely more of a conservatism like back in the day, like I said, with songs like, Let's Get It On and all of those kinds of songs. Like the sex songs are just different nowadays. And we
Yeah.
definitely live in a more hypersexual climate, the video girl age, we all lived through that,
Yeah.
so I think that, generationally, I don't think that my mom doesn't know what twerking is. My grandma doesn't know what twerking is. Like, I think it's definitely something that's generational for sure.
I think so. And then I also feel, do you feel like social media plays a huge part in?
Absolutely, especially like, TikTok. There's a new dance on TikTok like every freaking day. So things like TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, like we're constantly like learning all of these new dances via social media. So certainly I think that social media makes it even more pervasive for sure.
It does. It does. I absolutely 100% agree. And I feel like that's a lot of where the younger kids, I say kids because they start out as kids twerking now. They're all kids twerking. And I feel like they get that from TV, from the people that they love to see. And then sometimes they get it from their mamas. I mean, if you've got a young mom, I'm not gonna lie, I know a lot of moms that are fairly young that be twerking in front of their kids. And the kids be doing that thing too. We learning too. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's not that surprising. Nope. I believe it. Totally. I believe that.
Yeah, exactly. Straight Drop said twerking has been here since women doing the crybaby dance in the 80s.
Crybaby dance. How does
I
that
haven't
work?
heard that's showing some people's age, y'all.
I know, right?
Straight.
I'm not familiar with that one.
Yes, YouTube Court TV said TikTok is a thoughts safe haven.
I'm not even on it, but the things that I just see in passing is just like not interested. Not interested.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay.
I mean,
So, like you did say, you already did cover the fact that you do feel that twerking is very sexual. But I don't think it originated to be sexual. Have we changed it and made it a sexual thing now?
that's a good point. Yeah, I mean, definitely, obviously, Africa is a very conservative continent, so I do not think that at all that it was founded on being sexual. Like you said, founded on being something cultural to express yourself through the movements of your body.
Right.
But America, that's what we do. We kind of make everything sexual at some more or less, honestly.
Yeah. The women make it sexual because they be going down and twerking in front of the men, so the men can just watch that booty clap. Yeah.
I know that's right.
I mean, how you gonna turn a whole dance like that's just a cultural thing into a whole sexual thing? But I guess, that's just where our culture is nowadays. Everything is over sexualized.
And even it was when I don't know how old you are, but I assume that we're around roughly the same age. But even when we were growing up, I mean, like we had definitely sexual imagery, like Britney Spears, I'm a Slave for You, and Dirty by Christina Aguilera, even Beyonce, like the outfits that they would wear, the gyrations, the things that they would do, like definitely it was sexual. But somehow I feel like it's gotten even worse. Like people just want that shock value. Like we didn't grow up with any songs like, WAP with Cardi B and Megan. Were there songs like by women, like popular mainstream songs?
Exactly. No, we didn't have those types of stuff. Girl, I keep saying when we were growing up, we had some real R&B and real music. Still, like we were like the end of the real music, and then the new stuff came in.
I don't
you
even
know what
listen
I'm saying?
to stuff. Like I literally don't listen to anything. Like I love old school like R&B, like 2000, 2005. Like that's kind of like my that's my thing. I don't even know the new stuff. I'm not familiar with it because it's just too much for me, honestly.
I know the way I keep up is YouTube. YouTube kind of keeps me up because I feel like I'm an old soul sometimes. Because I'm telling you, like the music that our parents listen to, I listen to and I enjoy. I love it. So
I love me some Lionel Richie. I love him.
Okay, me too.
Barry White. Okay. All of that.
Luther Vandross. Okay.
Yes.
Diana Ross. I love
Diana Ross. Yeah.
Okay. God. I
No,
feel
those
so
are the
sorry for the
perfect
kids
scams.
nowadays. They don't know what
Mhm.
real music is.
They really don't. It's
Todd,
tragic.
right? Todd Banks said twerking depicts a movement of a woman on top of a man in a sexual act.
You see, and that's the thing, we always praise it. Again, I've discussed this before, but we always praise, like, women are empowered, by doing these kinds of, dance moves and taking on these really hypersexual images and identities. But when you really think about it, who's in control here? They're doing it on top of
Okay.
a man, really for the male gaze and for the male appeasement, right? It's not really empowering. Men are still very much in control. So that's where it's just like, gets kind of murky for me. But again, I'm not shaming women for that, because I'm shaming society and the media that's the only identities that especially Black women feel like they can take on, like with female artists like Taylor Swift and like
Yeah.
Adele. Like, they don't got to do all that, but it's like mostly the Black and like brown artists that have to take on that hypersexual imagery, and it's all for, like that gentleman said, like for the appeasement of a man.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing. And that's what I tell the guys on Battle of the Sexes all the time, and they don't seem to understand where I'm coming from when I tell them this. But I say, you as men have a lot of responsibility, and you don't realize it, but a lot of the times what women do is for you. You guys have a lot of power in how you see women, in order for women, well, to make the women act the way that they do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just being honest, and I feel like men just need to own up to it and to accept the fact that that is the truth. But they try and tell us, no, all you women want to be independent, you want to do your own thing, and we're like, yes, we're independent, but at the same time, a lot of the time, we're doing stuff that pleases you. Why do you think all these women are getting all these surgeries and things like that? And
Mm-hmm.
yes, they say it's for themselves, and I'm sure, yes, it is for themselves too. However, they're also trying to have a certain look about them,
Mm-hmm.
which
And
what
it seems like the
gets
look is like the
attention.
same. Honestly,
Okay.
we all are doing the same things. It's the butt and the boobs, the BBLs. It's all the same. Everyone's starting to look the same these days. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Honestly.
Straight up. Yes, I did listen to Little Kim and Foxy as well. Okay. He's like, y'all gotta be young. I ain't that young. Hey, I'm in my 30s.
I'm getting there. I'm not quite there yet, but getting there. Almost there. To
Okay. Okay. Golly. I'm trying to catch up with the chat just to make sure. Okay. Okay. So, do you feel that people should stop twerking?
No, I mean, not at all. Like, I believe that there's a time and place for everything. I don't want to demonize twerking. Like, I personally don't know how to do it, but that's okay. That doesn't mean that I definitely still believe that there is some kind of an art form to it, and you're just having fun, you're moving your body, you're doing what you need to do. But I
Mm-hmm.
think that there's a time and place. I absolutely do not believe that people should stop, but I do believe that it's a little bit oversaturated, I think I started
Yeah.
to in like 2013 when Miley Cyrus tried to start twerking. That's when I was like, I was done with it.
Yeah.
Definitely, if people are going to continue, I would like it to be limited to Black and brown folks doing it for sure.
Yes.
But no, I definitely don't think that people should stop twerking, but just not in a restaurant, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
think that's
Let's
the place
talk
to do
about that.
in the club, at your house, at your grandma's house, but restaurant, I'm not sure about it. Not
Okay,
sure.
let's talk about this. Okay, let's go to the Dallas conversation because I know you
Mhm.
guys are waiting for it. So let's go there. So apparently, what had happened was these women started twerking in this up. Wait, hold on. I want you guys to know that the owner says that this is an upscale restaurant for his people, for Black people to come to.
Mm.
Looking at the
Keep that
restaurant,
in mind.
no offense. Okay, it doesn't have that upscale ambiance going up in there. Okay, I'm
Mm.
gonna just be real honest. Now,
Nope.
I've never been to the restaurant. Disclaimer: I've never been to the restaurant. I could not tell you, but looking at the video and everything that was in the video, it didn't look very upscale to me. And upscale restaurants, like when you walk into an upscale restaurant, it has a different air about it. The
Mhm.
music that is played is completely different. You may find some light jazz or something. You're not gonna
Exactly.
find no
You're not gonna find WAP.
twerking music.
Nope.
Okay,
Nuh-uh.
we ain't gonna
Negative.
hear WAP and all of that in an
Mm-mm.
upscale restaurant. Okay,
Nope.
So my thing, I took issue with the fact that, I mean, maybe that's what his vision was for his restaurant. That's what he feels and that's what he sees. However, for the majority of people going to that restaurant and who have watched the video and seen the clip, y'all don't see upscale there. My personal opinion. Ashley, you agree?
No, the
Yeah,
furniture,
see?
the cheap furniture, the music, the trap music blaring, that is not upscale. None of that screams upscale, at least not for me. I just no. It's a no for me. It's a no for me.
And it's a no from me too. Okay. So now I have been around in certain spots where music will start playing, maybe a bar or something like that, and the women will start twerking and doing that thing. Okay, whatever. It's in the corner, no one gives a damn. However, I am not gonna say I've been to a restaurant and I've seen it.
No,
I have not.
I haven't. Neither have I. And if I
And
did,
the
I would dine in said restaurant.
girl. And my thing is, what was so bad about it is the fact. So yes, logic. Sorry, I have to call this out because he says that us black women don't call out black women enough. Okay, so I
Mhm.
hope you're paying close attention to this live right now, logic, because I feel that by them standing on the furniture and everything, I feel that was straight out of order. I don't feel like it was necessary. I don't feel like that was respectable, and that is not restaurant behavior. Okay, at all, point blank, period. I don't believe anyone should be standing on any type of furniture in a restaurant
Absolutely not.
twerking.
Mm-mm.
Absolutely not. So I do not condone that. I don't think it's acceptable. And yeah, I can agree that I would be mad about it.
But
I agree.
how would we
Okay.
have handled it? Because that gentleman was out of pocket. The way that he was
Girl.
cursing at them, he said, like the things that he was saying was just very not upscale. It was not giving me upscale whatsoever. His
And I'm
language.
surprised because he's an attorney. When I found out he was an
Exactly.
attorney, I'm like,
Right.
what are you doing? What?
So
I was like, this is
in this age,
terrible.
in this day and age where everybody has their smartphone out to record it, like, did you not think that this was going to be a PR nightmare for you? Like, why?
Absolutely.
Why would you do such a thing?
Exactly. And that's going to hurt your legal business too. Like, number one, nobody wants to be spoken to like that in a restaurant. Okay. I mean, you do not need to curse. You can still get the same message out without cursing at people, first of all,
Absolutely.
because I lose respect. And I would have walked out. You know, when he turned around and said, and for those of you that don't like it, you can get up and leave right now. I sure as hell would have walked out. That would have been
Absolutely.
my moment to go. I'm
Same here.
sorry.
Same
You
here.
can't respect me. Why am I giving you my money? I don't
Mm-hmm.
understand that. First
And
of
it
all.
just the
Secondly,
fact that go ahead, go
no,
ahead.
go ahead, go ahead. No, you go ahead
I
first
was just
before
going
I
to say
move
the
on.
fact that he had to give a whole speech to the whole restaurant and he couldn't just speak to those two ladies, like take them aside or have security do it better yet. Like, why did he have to give a whole sermon to the entire restaurant? Like, why? That
Thank
was
you. Thank you. That's what I was gonna say next. I was
really
like, you don't need to do this whole speech. And my thing is, okay, fair enough. Granted, guys, he did approach the ladies on two separate occasions prior to. So he did do that, okay? However, I guess they weren't listening. But that is when you ask them to leave. Just say, excuse me, ladies, you know what? This isn't the type of restaurant that I'm trying to run here. You don't, as a restaurant owner, you do not want drama and things like that to be shown around to everybody else that's got nothing to do with it in the restaurant. Because majority of the other women weren't twerking, weren't doing nothing, wasn't joining in, wasn't cheering them on. Everybody else was sitting down enjoying their meal. Like, they weren't there doing that. So my thing is, you should have just walked over to them. Okay, you've given them 2 warnings. Third warning, you're out. And I would have told them, okay, if I have to come back over here one more time, then you're going to be out. And I would have escorted them out of my restaurant.
Exactly. He didn't have to do all that. He really didn't. He really didn't have to do it. Was so extra and so unnecessary. Like, I just don't get it. But you know what? I saw that he did like an interview afterwards and he's like, oh no, it didn't hurt my business at all. Business is still, as usual.
Yeah.
That's what he's claiming anyways.
Right, exactly. YouTube Court TV said, you can't have a civil conversation with a hood chick. Yes, you can. Okay. You can kind of say it civilly until you got to get them out. Okay.
Right.
Get them out. Someone said, you don't disrespect to check misconduct. It could go south real fast. Exactly.
Mhm.
So now, if we're dealing with a hood chick, you're dealing with a hood chick.
Uh-huh.
Are you going to disrespect said hood chick in your restaurant?
It could have gone so sideways. It could have gone so sideways. He's lucky that it didn't, but
He's lucky it didn't, because if they've been drinking and they're enjoying themselves, turning up, and she really was real hood, I'm just gonna tell you, glasses would have started flying and all kinds of stuff would have started flying up in that restaurant, and that would not have been a good look.
even more to the,
And
you are who you attract. And so if hood chicks are attracted to this restaurant, so what does that tell you about the restaurant?
it
How
tells you
about
it's not upscale. That's what it tells you. It
exactly?
tells you it's not
Exactly.
at all. So, and the thing is, what's so crazy to me is the fact that, yes, okay, like we said earlier, we talked about there was another incident
Mhm.
that had happened where it was a private event at the restaurant, and he was there, and he got up on the tables and was dancing with the
The owner
guys.
on the table?
Yes.
Oh
The
my.
owner was up on the table with the guys dancing. Fair
Wow.
enough that it was a private party. Maybe it was his opening party. I don't know. No one has specified to say what type of party it was, but there's video footage of
Right.
him on the
Mhm.
table with men dancing. So, my thing is, are you sexist?
Or just,
What is the difference?
noir, anti-black woman specifically. I mean,
Okay.
that's
Because
definitely
that night, when he approached the whole restaurant, majority of the people sitting in the restaurant were black women.
correct. That is correct. That is correct. The way that he was talking to them, like, I don't know that he would have engaged a group of men who were doing the same thing in the same way,
I don't
or a
think so.
black woman of white woman. I don't know that he would have engaged them in that same kind of way. Like, he was talking to them like it was very out of pocket. I just don't know that he would have engaged if it was not a group of black women. I don't know that is the energy that he would have had.
I don't believe he would have. I just don't see it. I think he would have gone up to the guys, and guys like to be, oh, hey, my brother, please don't do that. Like, I ain't really trying to look and see
Mm-hmm.
what was going on.
If
Oh,
he would have talked to a man like that, he probably would have gotten popped for sure. Like, for sure, for sure.
okay.
Who knows that?
So that's why I was like, okay, so it's okay for you to do this with guys, but it's not okay for women to do this. I feel like that's a serious double standard. You can't have this, okay, YouTube Court TV, men don't twerk, stop, stop,
I
stop.
mean, obviously,
Okay,
dancing. It doesn't have to be twerking per se. Any kind of dancing on furniture is what we're saying.
exactly. Because that's what he finds to be hood when he's running an upscale restaurant. So why the hell was your black ass standing up on a table dancing with dudes? You didn't think that was going to get out, but look, because you went off on these women, that video has now surfaced too and is out as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't have to be twerking, Logic. I just want to be clear, it doesn't have to be twerking. Yes, men don't twerk, but
No
well,
men
actually
do
some men
twerk.
do. Some men
Exactly.
do twerk, and they should twerk better than the women. Okay.
That's correct.
But but they were still dancing on furniture in a restaurant, and that is the point. So I definitely believe that there is double standards here. I feel like
Absolutely.
he's very double standard. I actually feel like he is sexist towards black women. I'm sorry, I believe it. I'm saying it, and it's out there. It is what it is. I
And
said what I said.
and later on, also in his statement, he said they don't do this in white restaurants. And I was just like, I was just like, he literally said that. Like,
But I just want to cover that real quick because I'm gonna be honest. I kind of agree with him with that point, with him saying that it wouldn't have happened at a white restaurant. Now, let's be real. When black people go to white-owned restaurants, we ain't twerking. They don't play that type of music in there for us to twerk too. So we're
right.
not twerking. We're holding ourselves at a certain level or whatever we're doing, but we're not twerking. We're not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of feel him when he says you wouldn't
But
go to a white person's restaurant and do this.
I was thinking of it more like he was saying, like, if white people went to white establishments, because that would be the equivalent, right? If a white person went to a white establishment, how would they behave? Because obviously, if a black person went to a white establishment, there is just going to be a different, that's a false equivalency for me. I took it as that when white folks go to like their own, you know, restaurants, that they don't do like that. That's how I understood it.
But
anyway.
My thing is, they ain't really twerking either.
I mean, they're not twerking, but someone said, have you seen the movie Coyote Ugly? You know that movie? When
Yes.
they're like, see, folks do that. So, I mean, I personally, I could not, I don't know. I couldn't answer that question.
But that wasn't a restaurant. That was a bar.
And that's
what the bar is known to do.
You're right.
So I feel like that's a different equivalent too, because it's a bar. Number one, a lot of people dance up in bars. I've seen it everywhere. And that bar particularly is the type where women that are sexually dressed are there serving, that the bartenders are serving drinks in a sexual way, and they get up there and they dance. Women and men love it. You know? So, I mean, yeah, I can see what you're saying, that white people wouldn't go to a white restaurant and they wouldn't do that.
I mean, I don't know
their native dance either, though.
I have no idea. I mean, I couldn't say. I don't really frequent white restaurants. I frequent like diverse restaurants, but I don't really know what they would do like in a, I'm not sure. I really couldn't answer that question, but I thought it was very anti-Black with him saying that, for sure.
And then it also puts the question is, are you trying to talk badly on our people? Because my thing is, on one hand, you're trying to uplift us and say, I created this restaurant, this upscale restaurant for our people to enjoy and to have a great time. And this isn't what I built this for, blah, blah, blah. But then at the same time, you cussing out your customers.
Like, literally canceled out his entire argument about Black so-called excellence, honestly.
Yes. And I just felt that was embarrassing and it was in poor taste. And I don't feel that as a restaurant owner anyway, you should speak to anybody like that. I just think that was downright out of order and disrespectful. Regardless of what they're doing, all you need to do was de-escalate the situation and remove them from your restaurant.
Exactly.
You can remove them, security can remove them, somebody. I'm sure there was police outside because, you know, it's a restaurant and it's serving alcohol. So
simple and plain. That's all he had to do, but
he went all he had to do.
But I'm not saying, again, the woman shouldn't have been behaving that way, but he shouldn't have responded that way at the end of the day.
Exactly. I absolutely 110% agree with that. Okay. So do you feel, because it seems like he was kind of coming across and he was saying that he didn't feel that Black people kind of respect Black-owned establishments. Do you believe that to be true, or do you think that is false when you look at our culture as a whole?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I think there's definitely maybe like a more of a comfort. I don't know, maybe you feel more comfort within people of your own. So you're going to behave a certain way in a Black establishment versus a non-Black one. But as far as like non-Black businesses in general, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about it. What do you think?
That's a good question. And I think I agree with you on the fact that, yes, we feel more comfortable when we're with our own people. But then I also have to go back to the argument of, if we were going to a white establishment, we wouldn't do that.
Yeah, of course, because people would be afraid and fearful for their lives. They know that Black folks can't behave like that in front of, like, you know what I'm saying? It's a completely different dynamic, you know. Yeah. Whereas if, you know, you're enclosed amongst, you know, people of your own race, that you feel more comfortable. So I don't know if it's a lack of respect so much as it's just they were just comfortable in that space, and maybe a little bit too comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's why I think, like, you know, initially I didn't think, I was like, okay, they're twerking in the corner, blah, 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 nobody's too much. But the fact that he had approached them 2 times prior to that, then yeah, I felt that he did need to handle the situation. I just don't like the way he handled it, and I don't think he needed to address the whole restaurant for that. Part of me feels like, was he addressing the whole restaurant because he felt like he could embarrass the ladies that were twerking in there? And maybe he felt that the shock factor would be more of a realization for them, and they'd get embarrassed and they would probably leave. Or
Maybe that's a good point. That's a good point. Maybe he was trying to embarrass them. That's a good point. I didn't think about it like that. I thought of it as he just wanted to have a moment for himself. Like he just wanted the attention, and he thought that people were going to be like applauding him and praising him after the fact, but that did not happen. I took it as that, but
Yeah.
it could have been a combination of both, though. Very well.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So yeah, it could have been the fact that he was having a moment. You're right. And it could be the fact that he was trying to embarrass them publicly because he'd already spoken to them on two occasions prior to that. Yes. I don't know. I don't know. But he didn't get the applause if that's what he was looking for. He didn't get that at all. He got silence, which
Hmm.
means everybody's extremely or like uncomfortable right now. And
Absolutely.
that's how I feel like it went. And Todd Banks said it still could have been a ploy. Yes,
Yep.
it
I
could have. Neek said, hold on one
But
second.
to what end? A ploy to what? What was the goal? Did he think people were going to want to come to his establishment after this? Like he really thought this was going to be good PR for him? I
Okay,
don't. That just
I don't
seems.
know.
I don't
Logic
know.
said they embarrassed themselves. Real Talk said they would do it anywhere, especially a white establishment. They do it all the time. See, I don't agree with you, Real. I
Where do
don't
you
agree with
live?
you. I'm
I
like,
mean,
what white establishments do you see people twerking at? Because let me tell you something. A lot of white establishments don't have twerking music.
no.
That ain't the type of music that you're gonna be twerking to. Okay?
Mm-mm.
You just gonna walk in and walk out or sing or dance, do a little two-step, whatever you want to do, and you're gonna be out. Like it's not really a twerking type of situation. Okay, Straight Drop said I do. So you've seen it. Okay, well where y'all live at? Because
Yeah,
maybe y'all
I
be in
haven't.
some kind of areas where there's certain types of individuals there. I don't know. I'm just asking because I don't see it. Okay, I be in Houston, Texas, y'all. I don't see it. I don't see it here, and I lived in London before this, so I didn't see it there either. I'm not gonna lie, at all.
I
I
haven't
didn't
seen it
see it.
either. I don't see that kind of. I've never walked into a restaurant and seen that. Of course, I've seen people twerking in the club, of course, at a party, but in a restaurant,
Hmm.
not for me. I haven't seen it.
Right, exactly. And Nick said that man has been booked since he opened. He doesn't need publicity at all. No, I guess somebody said that he needed publicity. It was maybe
I
a
said that. I
publicity
said,
stunt. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Well, someone was saying in response to someone, saying it was a ploy. I was like, but to what end? For more publicity? Because this was
Mm,
going to help him in any ways. At least not. I don't think so. As a
yeah.
PR professional, I don't think that that was a good plan at
That
all.
yeah. Anyone's
Has anyone
PR
ever been to the
management team
restaurant?
would tell him
Did
no,
someone
that was
say that,
bad.
did someone say that they've been to his restaurant? I wonder if the food's any good.
I don't know. Neek, have you been? I know Neek lives in Dallas. So, Neek, have you been to the restaurant yet? She said he was creating a vibe. He was trying to create a vibe, like a place we can go and it's not so uptight and we can network with other black people. I mean, I'm not knocking him for what his reasons were behind him opening his restaurant. I'm not even knocking the fact that he don't want people twerking in his restaurant because you know what? A lot of the time, people don't want twerking happening whilst they trying to eat their food. Okay, so I'm not knocking him for any of that. The only thing that I am knocking him for is the fact that number one, he had done it previously with guys. Fair enough, the restaurant wasn't open, it was a private party, but still, you was dancing on furniture. And
Mhm.
two, the way he approached the situation when he spoke to everybody in the restaurant. I think
Mhm.
that was out of order. Absolutely. I don't agree with any of that.
Absolutely. I agree with you.
Right. Nick said, I get it. Y'all want him to have poise. I do. As an attorney, I want you to have poise. As a manager of a restaurant or owner of a restaurant, I want you to have poise. I think that there's a place and a time for everything, and that just wasn't the time. And
Mm-mm.
just like you said, Nick, with him being booked up and everyone's trying to get into this restaurant, you got to know that you're getting some kind of reviews. You got to know in this day and age, like we say, you know, it is a media based culture now. Everybody's pulling out their phones, everybody's filming things. Okay. So you got to know, with your restaurant getting as much attention as it is, that you doing something crazy and off the wall like that, you're going to expect a response, and people are going to have a lot to say about it. Because I'm not gonna lie, if I told you already, if that had happened, if I was in the restaurant, and it wouldn't have happened to me because I'm not gonna twerk in the restaurant, but if that was me in the restaurant as somebody that had come to spend my money, and then the owner acts like that and he tells us we can get out, oh, I'm getting up and I'm leaving. Because I will not be spoken to by a man or a woman that owns an establishment and I'm spending my money like that there. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry.
Absolutely. Even if he wasn't talking to me like that, if he was just talking like that in general, I'm out of there. If I were just listening to that,
Exactly. See, Nick said, like, we want Kevin Samuels and Tommy to have boys. Yeah, Kevin Samuels is another one. We would love it. But, you know, and the thing is, when he talks about his restaurant and the vision that he has for his restaurant, it just doesn't come off that that's the type of behavior he wants at his restaurant anyway, or the vision. So, you know,
doesn't keep up with the branding of the restaurant.
No. So, you know, you have to make sure you stick with your brand, sir, and act appropriately. And yes, sometimes we just lose it and we get mad. But you have a manager. Make your manager, I'm sure you have a manager at that restaurant. Make your manager go handle it if you're that pissed off about it. You know, let them go and handle it if they're a bit more calmer about the situation. Because I hate to see when people just talk to people rude. I really do. Yeah, thank you, Todd Banks. You don't cuss people. That's the point. You don't cuss at people.
There is a way, when you start cursing, like everything else you say just goes out the window, and that's the only thing that people are going to remember is that you cursed, you know?
Exactly.
You got to be able to get your point across, especially, you know, in your own personal life, whatever. But I'm like, in a professional setting, like, we have to do better. As an attorney, like, hello, we have to do better. We
I'm
really
just like,
do.
the lawsuits and things that you know could happen. Like, you know, this could hurt your firm.
Yeah.
You know, or where you work. Like, if you're employed by somebody else, they can see this. That's not good. That's just
Who are his
clients?
That's what I want to know. Who is he representing? That's what I want to know. Who are his?
I'm gonna make a comment, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna hold it, y'all. You know, sometimes there's some things you just shouldn't say, so I just ain't gonna say it. Era Black, he always has something to battle out and say. So let's see what you have to say, Era, shall we? Era says, why not? When a woman wants to shake her ass, gyrations, or whatever, she feels good and can and should do it and show it. Where's the crime?
Well, yeah, I mean, certainly. It's not a conversation about like shaming female sexuality whatsoever, because I'm all for that. But environment and context, that's really the difference maker here. Because you can, like I said, I have no issue with people twerking. I have no issue with people, you know, showing off their sexuality when it's coming from within, first of all, and when it's in the right environment, when it's, you know what I'm saying? That's more of the question here. It's not that we're shaming the woman for shaking their ass. Like, that's fine, but it's the environment in which it was taking place that's a little bit questionable.
Absolutely.
When people just not what I want to see when I'm eating.
Real, I'm not skipping all your comments. Oh my gosh. She's like, I'm just watching V skip all my comments. Logic, they don't know the meaning of honest, bro. What do you mean? Okay, so you guys just feel that he was right. He should be able to say anything that he wants to say because he was just being honest. Is that what you're trying to say, Real? I'm going to need you to explain that a little bit because I need to understand this one just a little bit. Because, you know, there's honesty and everything, but there's a way to do certain things.
Right.
Okay, and I must look to see if any other comments that I missed. Okay, Real, because, oh, they do it in Texas too, V. You just choose not to see it. No, they don't do it at establishments that I visit. I'll tell you that. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie.
I haven't seen it in New York. I haven't seen it. Not in the establishments that I frequent. I'm sure
Me
maybe
neither.
I don't
Me
know.
bougie, I don't know, but I like certain types of places. But at the same time, I still can kick it in other places too. So shoot, don't shoot the messenger. Okay, Golden Phoenix said you can't expect people to act the way you see your vision. Okay, so you have kind of take issue with what he sees for his vision as a restaurant owner.
Which I think is valid because I mean his vision again does not match up with the brand. You know what I'm saying? Once again, you are what you attract. Like if you are playing and blaring that music, I understand that you can't expect the most upscale people to be entering your establishment. But at
Mm-hmm.
the time, it's a restaurant. I expect people to know better. So I don't
And
know.
my thing is, if you okay, so if you want to stay true to the black culture, because maybe
Mhm.
that's what it is, and that's why they play that type of music. There's
But
still plenty of artists and old school music that you
and,
can play that will still bring your restaurant into more of an upscale
exactly,
environment
you know,
that you enjoy
exactly,
and your customers would enjoy. And you won't get the
exactly.
twerking.
Exactly. And you know what? There was a conversation, a big part of the debate was he being anti-black, by being anti-twerking?
Right.
And I don't think so, because to have that monolithic understanding of what blackness is, that blackness equals hoodness or gyrating and twerking, like that is not the only version of being black. There's several black artists,
Mm.
the ones that we were talking about at the top of this live, like Lionel Richie, like Diana Ross, that
Mm-hmm.
don't partake in that. There's several kinds of black music that you could have played if you wanted to, portray that image of being upscale, but he chose to play what he was playing, and that does not at all evoke upscale. So like you said, yeah, the idea that that is the only definition of blackness is like trap music, like no,
Right. No,
no,
it's not.
absolutely not. So
And if
like
that's not
that's
your vision, you need
responsible.
to right. If you have a certain vision, then everything needs to line up with what you're envisioning, okay? And the
Mhm.
type of people that you are going to attract. Because if you put in certain types of music or certain things, certain behaviors, you're going to attract certain things, certain
Mhm.
behaviors that maybe that's not exactly what you wanted for your restaurant. So when you were planning this out and thinking about this restaurant and thinking about who your DJ was going to be, you should have thought that through or had words with your DJ and told him, look, we ain't playing that type of music here.
Exactly.
Intrigued by Nick said, place and time, he shouldn't cuss and she shouldn't twerk in the middle of the day in a restaurant. Now, when he turns it into a club, the night like glorious, she's like dot dot dot. Okay, so that's another thing. I don't know. So does the restaurant turn into a club? Because there are some restaurants that kind of, turn into a club like atmosphere towards the end of the night or
But it
later
this
on in the evening.
so
Well, yeah, that was in the middle of the day, so I really can't even. Yeah, because that's when you would turn on the twerking music. I'm just gonna say, like, that's when you would turn on the twerking music. You change the vibe. You can change the vibe when you change the lighting and the music. Just
exactly.
saying,
Agreed. Agreed.
right? Real Talk said, Nick, the problem is they making him cussing. Them making him cuss is more of an issue than them twerking.
No,
Real Talk, no. Go
no,
on, Ashley. I'll let you
no.
address
I
it.
mean, like we've been saying, it's wrong on both sides. It's wrong. Both of them were wrong. Both of them were wrong. But I would actually say maybe I think the onus is even more so on him as the owner. He is representing the company, so it's one thing what your guests do. It's another thing what the owner does.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So
Absolutely.
I don't know. I don't know. For me, I now that I'm thinking about it, the onus is even maybe more on him because he is held to a higher standard because it is his restaurant. Therefore,
She owes him nothing. This lady, okay, or these females, all the females that came and was twerking, um, 'cause I think there was like two or three of them that were on the table, but in the chairs, but they owe him nothing. They can if they want to never return back to that restaurant and eat there. No, but this is his business. This is how he's making his money. This is his customers coming in and seeing the environment or getting a feel for what they're feeling when they go there. So I
mhm.
agree that the onus is more on him Because it could have been a matter that nobody even knew about. It
Mm-hmm.
could have been something that nobody even knew about. We wouldn't be talking about it, and he wouldn't be giving us all content right now on YouTube. I'm just saying.
Thank you
Okay.
for the content.
Thank you for the content. We always need content. There's always something to talk about on YouTube. But I just feel that, yeah, I agree with you. I think there's more onus and more responsibility on him as the owner for the events that took place that night. However, I still blame the women. I still say that the women should not have done what they did. Like, I'm not holding the women accountable, because I still feel that they shouldn't have been doing that in the restaurant in the first place.
Right.
Absolutely, 110%. But
Mm-hmm.
as an owner, look, if I was a restaurant owner, number one, people ain't gonna be twerking in my restaurant like that. Number two, I'm gonna have a different type of ambiance anyway. And number
Exactly.
three, I would know how to conduct myself as the owner of a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Cursing at the whole day. The thing is, right, you done took this whole event away from just dealing with these women, and you are now approaching the whole restaurant and putting them all into this like anybody else was doing it. No one else was doing it. So how is that acceptable? Men, tell me, how is that acceptable? Because I need to
Please
understand this.
explain it, because I don't see how it was acceptable either. I just think it was so inappropriate,
Okay,
unnecessary.
thank you.
We all just twerk and get along, Dara says. We're doing it in the right time and place, sure, but
Okay, there. Okay, Era Black said he could have pulled one woman aside and told her to tell the ladies he would appreciate if they stopped. They would have respected that, and he would not have had to make a big scene and risk business. Agreed. That's what we
mhm.
all said. The thing is, right, and this is what people are going to argue back with you, Era, is the fact that he had done that twice. So he had spoken to the ladies twice. But my thing is, on his second attempt when he spoke to them, I would have been like, if I have to come back over here a third time, then I'm going to ask you ladies to leave the restaurant and remove yourselves. That's how I would have handled it.
Mhm.
But yes, I agree. He could have pulled one of the women, that one of the ones that probably wasn't doing that and wasn't respecting his restaurant, that was a part of the party. He could have pulled them along, because there's always one person in the group that will be a listening party and will understand where you're coming from and probably can calm down the rest of their friends. I'm just
Exactly.
saying. There's
Mhm.
always one.
Mhm. There
Find
is a
that one.
yep, I agree. Agreed.
Find that one.
This person, Drea said, most black moms and dads talk in third part to get a point across. It's not taking offense, because it's not your character, but understand the place it comes from to get you to act right.
Yeah, I agree. YouTube Court TV said, but if you put a sign up that said no hood, black chicks, what would you say then?
Oh no.
You shouldn't have to say this though. Logic, you shouldn't have to say that you don't want any hood black chicks in your restaurant. You shouldn't have to say that. Let me tell you something. When you go, tell me if I'm wrong. When you go to certain places, do you not get certain vibes? As soon as
Absolutely.
you walk into an establishment, you
Even
can get
someone's
a type of vibe.
Yeah,
Right.
even if you go to someone's house, it's very clean, very posh, very antique. You just feel like you can't touch anything, and
You
where you
feel like
are.
you got to sit up, you feel like
Exactly.
you're in the place.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I also agree that the more onus of this whole situation is on him, because if you want a certain thing and you want a certain environment and vibe, you need to give that to people as they walk into your restaurant. If they get in a completely different vibe, then your vibe is telling me I can do whatever the hell I want up in here and I can have some fun.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
The message
Yeah.
gets misconstrued. Tell me if I'm wrong, y'all. Tell me if I'm wrong. If you don't believe, don't agree.
Mm-hmm.
Todd Bag said discrimination at that point, right? Everyone's like, that's discrimination. Yeah, if he put a sign up like that outside his restaurant, he's probably going to get a lawsuit. I'm just saying.
Absolutely. I would say so, for sure.
Absolutely. He said, watch, in 2021, you're going to see a change. The whole world is sick of hood chicks. Okay. I swear to God. He's always got to be the one. He's always the one. Logic, what kind of change are we gonna see in 2021? Why do you think people are sick and tired of hood chicks? I can't with you. But guys, if you guys have any more questions, please let me know because I am very interested to hear what you all have to say on this topic. Because, okay, can I ask a question too? I have another question. I just saw
Mm-hmm.
it that I wrote it down. Do you feel that Black women accept the way they are taught to by Black men?
I don't think it's just a Black woman thing. I don't know. I think it's all women. I think that, I'm thinking more in a relationship or just, I mean, in general, I think it's just a patriarchal thing from even a fatherly standpoint or even just a relationship standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, power dynamic there. So I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
it's a Black woman thing. I think it's just a woman thing in general.
Okay, so you feel that we do excuse more of how men talk to us and
I
how we're supposed to.
Me
Do you?
personally, no, absolutely
Oh,
not.
she's like, not me.
Absolutely
Okay.
not me, but other women, I've seen it, of course, definitely, 100%. But yeah, I've seen it across the board, though, not just for Black women. I don't know. I don't know if it's a Black woman. Do you think it's more so Black women that accept it, or do you think that at all? What do you think?
I agree with you. I think it's all women. I think a lot, and that's why I said earlier as well that men have to take responsibility for the way they see and talk to and deal with women, because a lot of the time women are trying to please men. Um,
Absolutely.
and yes, there are women that stand up and that are different and are not going to allow a man to talk to them in a certain way or whatever. However, a lot of women do accept it. There are a lot of
Because it's
women that
normalized
accept
in our
it.
society, like I said, either from a fatherly point of view, from fathers talking to their daughters any type of way, or just husbands talking to their wives any type of way. Women kind of feel like it's normal. I've seen it with a lot of my friends, a lot of my girlfriends, their
Right.
boyfriends talking to them, controlling them every which way, and they think it's normal. They like it,
And
actually.
it's been happening for generations. I mean, this happened like before, probably from our ancestor days. Like,
Mhm.
men were always the head. You got to, you just, a woman's place is in the kitchen, is what they say. Woman's place
That's
is in the
it. And a lot
kitchen.
of women internalize that, and that's why they accept that treatment and that behavior. It's only now
Right.
that generation of millennials that are thinking deeper and not, not allowing that. But definitely in years past, and many women still who have those ideals, it's just kind of like ingrained within them. But not this girl right here. This
She's like, no, this girl, okay? I ain't doing
not
that.
me. I'm not the one. Definitely not the one.
Right?
So yeah.
Arab Black TV said it's a big class divide out here. I think we're in a time where he should have a sign up, no dancing or hood behavior, if he has to address it that much. Okay, I agree.
That much, doesn't he need to then look internally and say, what am I doing? Why does this keep happening over and over again?
And that's why I say, as soon as you walk into an establishment, you know the vibe. You know the vibe that you're entering into. And that's all I gotta say is you know the vibe, you know exactly what you're gonna get when you
Mm-hmm.
walk into. Okay, hold on. Ooh, okay. Flower Tower said, because there's some ashy black men in these comments that y'all should be dragging, lady. Hi, Flower Tower. Welcome to the live. Guys, there's 17 wonderful, beautiful people in the live. Do not forget to hit those thumbs up on your way in. If you can share out the live, then please do so. We're having a good conversation tonight, and I'm just dying. Y'all, correct. You guys are amazing. Oh. Okay, so Intrigued by Neek said, my comment got missed. If they play sexual healing, should patrons start having sex? No.
No, that's extreme. That's extreme. That's
I love sexual healing too, but what you gonna see me do is be like this, okay? That's the most you gonna get,
exactly.
okay?
That's not music. That's just
You're gonna get some upper body movements, but that's about
exactly.
it.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Oh, okay, Golden Phoenix said if that's the case, then why was only two women? Why only two women wasn't twerking? The whole club should have been partying.
Hmm.
Good question. Go ahead, go ahead.
That's a good point.
That's a really good point, Golden Phoenix. Flower Tower said the black men are mad now. They were happy when y'all was dragging the women, but now you're bringing them up. They mad because they have no accountability. Guys, if you guys have not, let me just say something, okay? So just like Ashley Viola just kind of keep it like real 50-50 type on her channel. She'll be fair to everybody, but she does give her opinion and says the true facts, right? Let me tell you about Flower Tower, y'all. You go over to Flower Tower's channel, you are gonna be dying with laughter. That's all I have to say. She keep it straight. Exactly how she feels
Really?
on a topic is how she feels, and she is
Mm-hmm.
not excusing it. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
y'all better love her or love her. That's it.
Yep. Stand in your truth. That's all that matters.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
God! Oh, I love it. Y'all so funny tonight. Okay, wait, hold on. I'm like, let me see. Okay, Black people's goal. Okay, Flower Tower said Black people's greatest goal is proximity to whiteness. You can see it in these comments with folks demonizing anything that is hood. Hood is code for black to a lot of folks.
That's a fair point.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say that, and that's the thing. We have to.
But is hood really, again, I understand the point, but again, going back to what I said, that the idea of like saying that hoodness is blackness, that's not true. We're not a monolith. Of course, there are black people that are hood, but that's not
There's white
who,
people that are hood too. There's hood in
exactly.
every race. I just want to say there's hood in every single race.
Have you guys seen the show Shameless? Like that
Yes.
right there embodies
Okay.
that.
Okay.
I don't think that I don't know that that's what people's intentions are. I don't think they're typecasting and saying that black equals hood.
I think that us
a segment of people that are.
Yeah, like I just feel like us as black people, we already know what the situation is in the world, and we know at how we are stereotyped.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel that we have to work twice as hard sometimes than others, well, majority of the time, to hold ourselves to a certain standard that other people are automatically seen to have.
Mm-hmm.
We're not automatically seen to have or be at a certain level or be at a certain standard. Okay. Absolutely. So I do feel that by him acting that way and by the women doing what they were doing in the restaurant, it brings us back to our stereotype. And
I disagree.
I disagree.
I disagree.
I think it does.
No, I disagree in the sense that you're letting those people define. I mean, that's not on us. That's not on black folks to like undo the stereotypes that people think of us. It's on the oppressor. It's on the people who have those beliefs. They're the ones that we should be holding to the fire, not other black folks for just being themselves. Like, we shouldn't be questioning the people that are living up to the so-called stereotypes. We should be questioning the people that believe in those stereotypes. You know what I'm saying? So that idea of respectability is just like, no, people should be able to be themselves. If you are a hood person, black person, then be hood. Be you. Do you, boo. You shouldn't have to.
You should be yourself.
Respectable because, of the stereotypes that other people hold. They shouldn't hold those stereotypes in the first place.
Right. I agree. Okay. I can see why you disagree. And I understand that. I do. Mm-hmm. And I see your point. And I do feel that people should be. No, that's fine. Girl, people don't agree with me all the time. It's okay. Especially the men. But I do feel that we should be free to be ourselves and we should accept how we are. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. But in this situation with the restaurant, I don't know. And the only reason why I'm disagreeing on this point with the restaurant owner is because he himself says he built an upscale restaurant for our black people. And then he acts like that. And I just don't feel that brings us the embodiment of what you wanted your restaurant to be or makes us look good as
yes, in that sense,
black
absolutely.
Restaurant owners.
Yeah. Absolutely. As a restaurant owner, period. Yes, I totally agree with you.
Yeah, exactly. See, Dara said, I would never bust out in the full twerk mold out in public. Too much class over here. Okay, Dara.
To each his
Okay.
own. To each his own.
Okay, so Todd Banks said, I'm not mad. I just cooked and delivered my wife a plate of food in the bed. What
Oh,
men say that women have to take.
I'm confused. He said what now?
He said, I'm not mad. I just cooked and delivered my wife a plate of food in the bed. What men say that women have to take. Women have to take what, Todd Banks?
Yeah, I'm confused with his question. But points, kudos for delivering your wife food.
The
Love
plate.
that.
That's what I'm talking about. It's a real man right there. That's what we're
Real
talking
man,
about.
exactly. Hashtag
Woo.
real
Men, men that aren't delivering their women
man.
plates in bed. Come on now, what y'all doing? Wake up. Wake up, y'all. Let's do it. Drea's lovely journey said, if they play Marvin Gaye, my mom is getting up saying, hey, and it's enough to move to the music. I told girl, I told we gonna dance. I told you I'm gonna give you this. I'm gonna give you this movement. Okay, like yeah.
I'm not mad at it. I love it.
Oh Lord, y'all are amazing. Oh my goodness. I don't know. Y'all seem like y'all fighting in the chat. So
We love it.
this
I
video
love
got a
it.
dislike. Oh my god, who disliked it? Which one of you men disliked my video?
There's always someone pressed. Somebody always is out here disliking.
Girl, I accept the dislikes as
I
well
know.
as the likes. I you
Exactly.
know,
It's
it's all
engagement.
engagement.
Exactly. You still clicked on it. You still gave me a view. You're still engaging.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for the
Thank
watch
you.
time.
Thank you for the watch time. Oh, real talk. You just liked it. Okay, thank you, boo. I appreciate you.
Wow.
Oh my god, guys, do you have any more questions that you would like to ask my guests? I had so much fun here. Welcome, us, never them. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so happy that all of you guys came, enjoyed the conversation, and was being a part of the conversation. I think we had a really good conversation with regards to twerking culture and
Mhm.
where we're at. Do we see anything wrong with it? I don't feel like there's anything wrong with it. I don't think
No,
there's anything wrong with it at all.
in the right.
Us never Houston
Yeah.
in the house. Yes, us never them. Houston's in the house. Oh, I love my Houstonians. But yeah, I don't feel that there's anything wrong with twerking. I don't, it's a part of our culture. It's something that we do, and people enjoy it. Okay, they enjoy twerking. The men
It's
enjoy
not
watching the twerks. The women enjoy giving the twerks.
right. It doesn't hurt anybody. You're expressing yourself, moving your body, getting a good workout in. Good thing.
Exactly.
In the right
Exactly.
environment, though. That's the only
In the
thing.
right, there is a time, guys. It's just so important for us to remember. There's a time and a place for absolutely everything. Okay, and the restroom ain't it at
But then
all.
again, the restaurant needs to work on their playlists and their branding and all the above so that they don't attract that kind of behavior if that's not what they're in fact looking for. So
Exactly.
both sides.
Exactly. Oh my God. Y'all always coming for me. Okay. I knew how this live was gonna go. Laugh out loud. That's Real Talk 87. Okay, then we have YouTube Court. You didn't speak on the title of the video. Yes, we did, Logic. Where you been at? Okay. You must have missed it because you were too busy enjoying the view. Thank you, Shanita. Marie randomly.
Someone said,
He said
you
we blaming everybody but the women.
right.
Okay,
No,
look, catch the
we
replay.
said that. We said the
We
woman shouldn't have been behaving that way. We said
we have
that.
said this multiple times. Okay, we both agree that the women should not have been acting or behaving the way that they were in the restaurant. We have said that, and that we said that we would have had them escorted out in
Mhm.
a respectable manner. But you have to take ownership. Come on, Logic. Don't fight with me. Please tell me. You trying to tell me you do not believe that more of the onus is on the owner? Because I made a perfect example when I said the women don't have to come back to this restaurant. They don't have to ever come back here. He has to work this restaurant, and he's the one that still needs people to come to the restaurant and visit with the restaurant. So whose business is going to hurt here? Who's is going to hurt more of? The women that we don't even know their names, those women, or the owner whose name is everywhere for several reasons? Okay, they say they don't agree. That's fine. You blame mostly the owner. We put more onus on the owner because the owner is the one that should hold more responsibility in this situation. And the only reason why you guys are not blaming the owner is because he's a man. And that's why you guys are looking at it like, oh, okay. I'm just being honest. So how the owner spoke was worse than the women twerking. Yes, I believe so. You asked the question. I'm answering. I don't believe anybody as an owner should speak to anybody in their restaurant that way. Absolutely not. Sorry. Sorry, y'all. Y'all can hate me later. Y'all can talk about it. Y'all can do a video on it. Whatever y'all want to do. It is what it is. Send people over to my channel. I love it. Harrison Family Vlogs, welcome. Glad you made it. Happy birthday, sir. Happy birthday. However, we are ending the live. Okay, real talk. I don't care if a woman or a man said it. The women twerking was still mostly wrong. How?
I disagree.
If it was a woman, I would keep the same energy. Y'all, this may be the topic for Battle of the Sexes on Sunday, because it seems like the men have a lot of the opposite things to say, and I would love to give them a chance to voice their opinions. So, you know what? Why not do a part 2, a continuation from today on Sunday at 6:30 p.m. on Battle of the Sexes? Because, yeah, I'm glad I didn't drop the link, because this is not my link dropping show. Okay, come back on Sunday, y'all. Come back on Sunday. Ashley Viola, thank you so much, hon, for being a guest today and for joining me. I really appreciate you. I hope you get some new subbies.
So much fun.
Oh, no, you're welcome, guys. Please tell Ashley to come too. Ashley, they want you here on Sunday. So if you're available on Sunday at 6:30, same time, same place, please come to the live. They like to address everybody on this show. That's what they're like. Girl, they the worst. They are the worst. Hey,
sounds intense.
He's like, yeah, Ashley, be there. Bill, you ain't gonna chew up nobody, okay? You a teddy bear, boo. You a teddy bear. Okay, guys. I hope you all have a wonderful evening and have a great day at work tomorrow or school, whatever everyone's got going on. Happy holidays, and I'll see you guys on the weekend. Bye, everyone.
Bye.